Hello students, today I'll be showing you how to build your own website using Wix.com. We'll be using this platform to build out a website for our cause campaign for the Champions for Change course. If you follow along from the LEP instructions, you will notice that this video mirrors those instructions and therefore you'll have a completed product by the end of watching this video. So let's get started. Okay, before I jump into how to use the Wix platform, I did want to show you our sample website for the Healthy Foods Project, which is a fictitious cause campaign that we created to go alongside what is required for this course. So as you see here, we have our homepage, we have stated the problem, we've stated the solution, we've included our slideshow, we've had multiple tabs. So here, this project tab, again, states the problem and the solution in a more in-depth manner. The research sections include statistics that support our cause campaign, both for the problem and for the solution. We also include a page that houses our infographic that we also built out during this course. So again, it's the Healthy Foods Project. The link to access this website is mentioned numerous times throughout the LEP. So go check that out. It'll be very, very helpful for you as students. So now we're going to jump into Wix.com. So if we type in simply Wix.com into our browser, and we've never logged in before, this is the very first time, you will see a Get Started button on the right-hand side. We'll click it. I'm going to enter some login information to create an account. Once you've entered in that login information and you've started your account, you'll be given a series of prompts. And now we arrive at the page where we're talking about step 2 in our LEP, which is choosing a template. The screen will say, let's bring your ideas to life. And again, we click Get Started. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in the words campaign site. And then I will be giving a list of different templates that I could use. And I could choose whichever template that I would like to use for my cause campaign. In our example, we used this one called Social NGO. You feel free to choose this one if you want to follow exactly along. But if you want to personalize it to whatever website look you like, you can do that as well. I'm going to choose this one right here. So now we are in. We have our home page here. We see a lot of different menus on the left-hand side. We see a ribbon up on the front. What we're going to do first is we're going to change the text that we see immediately once we arrive on the home page. This will be for our cause campaign, the problem stated in a very concise way. And then the text that is going to be down here is going to be the solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click and then I'm going to change this to the text that I will be using for my cause campaign. Once I've typed out my whole text that I'm going to be using, I will highlight it. On the right-hand side, I have a lot of different options. I have font size. I could change the line spacing. So I'm going to do that right now. I invite you to play around with the different menu items here on the right-hand side so you could change and make it look how you want it to look. Once I have the text typed out, you notice that there is a box behind it that is acting as the background. What I'm going to do, I'm simply going to click and I'm going to drag to the size that we have there. So as stated previously, the text here at the bottom we'll use to state our solution for our cause campaign. I will double click and then I will be given this menu and I will use these items to make it look how I want it to look. Now you notice I have the text for the problem stated in black and the text for the solution stated in red. I am also going to take one of these blocks that has been acting as the background and place it behind the text. I'm going to size it accordingly as well. Now, I don't really like the color, having it completely white, so what I can do, I can select the box making sure that these dots are outlining the box, and then I'll hit design, which will allow me to change the color. I want to go for a darker gray. So now I have the problem and the solution clearly stated on my website. I want to now consider the page background, the image that we see. Currently, it does not really match our cause campaign. To change that, I'll be going over to the button Site Design on the left-hand menu. I click there, then I click Page Background, and I hit Customize. I follow by clicking Image. And here you're given an opportunity to upload files that you have saved on your computer or use the search bar. You notice I've already entered in the words Community Garden, which pertains to my cause campaign, and you have many different results to choose from. The one that I'm going to select will come from Wix, and I like this one in particular, so I'm going to go click Change Background, and now it will be applied to my website. Next, I want to consider changing the site theme. This changes the color scheme of your website. Again, I'll be going to the left-hand menu, clicking on the item Site Design. Instead of clicking on Page Background, I'll be clicking Site Theme here. I click the button Customize, and now Colors. From here, I can change any specific color of the current color theme selected, or I could change the color theme completely. I'm going to click Change, and it's going to give me a whole different set of options of color schemes that can be applied here. So as I click through, notice on the right-hand side what happens to our website. Some of the buttons change, some of the backgrounds change, some of the text color change. I'm going to stick with this color scheme here. At this point, I want to add more elements to my website. I notice here at the bottom that there's these extra boxes that I'm not going to use for this website. So what I can do, I could click on the box, right click, and then hit delete. You can do that for all of these boxes that you're not going to be using. Now it creates a nice space for me to insert a video, specifically the slideshow that I created. I'm going to click Add Elements, Video and Music, Single Video Player, and then I'm going to select Video Upload. That will create a box for my video player, which I can resize. I can also modify the design of the box. So if I click on that tool right there, it brings up the video design menu. I can click on border. I can change the color of the border, and I could make it as thick or thin as I'd like. In this case, I will select a width of 10. I selected this purple color to keep consistent with the color theme of the website. Now I do have to insert the slideshow that I had created. I will do that by clicking on Change Video and then Change Video one more time. As you can see, I have already uploaded the media called Healthy Food Accessibility, the video that I created for my cause campaign, and it is uploaded right here. I'm going to click on it and then click Add to Page at the bottom right. It'll upload the video exactly to the player that I had created right here. At this point, I've uploaded my video. I have it installed here in the video player. I have a nice outline to it. And as you can see, I've also modified a little bit the position of the text, a little bit of these boxes to make it as visually appealing as possible. So play around with it so you can have the text be placed somewhere where you can create a visually appealing website for your audience. Now we'll be modifying our header menu, which is this strip at the top of the website. The first thing I'll be changing is the name of the website, which is found on the upper left-hand corner. Currently, the template reads The Voice Project. I will be changing this to the Healthy Foods Project, which is our sample website we've been working with. I will also drag the boxes so it can fit that text. So now I have the Healthy Foods Project on the left-hand side. I'm going to also consider changing this icon here. Because this cause campaign has to do with food accessibility, I'm going to look for an icon that matches that. I double click on the icon, I click Change Basic Shape, and here in the search bar, I'm going to type in avocado, and then I'm going to select the one I like. Click Add to Page. And now I have a small little avocado that I could drag. I can make whatever size I'd like. I can even rotate it a couple degrees and place it exactly where I want it. Now what we'll be doing is modifying the buttons on the header menu located on the right upper corner. The way to do that is by going over to the left-hand side, clicking Pages and Menu, and bringing up the Site Page menu option here. What we're going to do is going to keep the first two as is. The third one, Take Action, we will rewrite to say Research. We will be deleting the next two for the purposes of this class, not to say that a donate button is not important or a contact button is not important, but we're going to be removing those. And we're going to be adding one more page by clicking the Add Page button and then Blank Page. This page we will title Why This Matters with a question mark. The order in which we want to place it is Home, then the project, then Research, and then Why This Matters. Additionally, we're going to create two subpages. Stick with me. We're going to click Add Page 2 times to create these subpages. So add a blank page, and then add a blank page again. Now these pages we're going to title Problem and Solution. These pages are going to become subpages under the Research page. The way we do that is we drag them underneath the Research tab, and then we actually drag them over to the right. You will now have your menu look like this. When we hit Preview on the right-hand side, what we'll see is if we hover over the project, it'll stay like that. When we hover over Research, it allows us to click on two different pages. Now what we'll do is we'll add content to each of these pages, the project, Research, and Why This Matters. So what we'll do is we're going to be navigating to the left corner of our website, and we notice there's a drop-down menu with different pages that we could visit within our website. I'm going to click on the one that says The Project, and it'll take me to that page within my website. You notice that the page background has the original image from our template, which we will have to change. Follow the same steps that you did to change the background of your home page. Now that I've added a background image for the project page, I'm going to be bringing in text that speaks to the problem and the solution of this project. For this, what I did is I created a Google Doc and I saved important text that I have found through the scholarly research that I've been doing for this course. I then condensed this information into one succinct paragraph for the problem and another paragraph for the solution. I have this text color-coded based on the different pages and subpages that will host this text. So now that I have this document with the text needed for my website, I will be copying and pasting it into the page, the project page specifically, and I will be rearranging the visual elements to make this as aesthetically pleasing as possible. I will use the same design tools built within the website to do this. As you can see, I had to play around with different design tools on the website to build this page to make it look how it looks. So feel free to explore, take risks, make mistakes, and find the visual look that you are looking for your website. And while it is important to have creativity for this process, you also have to ensure that the text you are inserting into here is legible, meaning that it's able to be read, and also that your background image matches the cause campaign you are creating. So now I'll be repeating the same process with the different subpages. I will go back to this menu on the left-hand side, and I will now click the problem for the research phase that will be located under this button right here. I have the text in my Google Doc, and if you remember, this is actually the same text that we used for LEP3's performance tasks. There was 2 pages. This would be the first page of the performance task where we're addressing the problem. And then the second page of the performance task of LEP3 is where you're researching the solution and addressing it. The headings for this section should be hypothesis, objectives, methods, participants, results, and conclusion. This is why it's important to save your work for this course, because if you've done so, you can simply copy and paste your LEP3 performance task into this section of your website. So as I did before, when I copy and paste, I will be visually modifying the website so that the text is legible and it is visually appealing. So there you have your research page for your problem, as so. And you also have the same page, but for your solution. Both pages mention hypotheses, objectives, methods, participants, results, and your conclusions. Lastly, we're going to be adding content to our Why This Matters page. This page is going to be a little bit easier to create, as all we're doing here is adding the infographic that was created earlier in this course. To do so, I'm going to click Add Elements. I'm going to click Image, and I'm going to import an image from my computer. The image I'm importing is the infographic that I created again earlier in this course. I will upload, add to page, and now I have it in here. I'm going to drag a section down and center this on my Why This Matters page. Once this is done, the website for your cause campaign is complete. We will cycle once more to see how it looks all together. Your home page with your problem and your solution clearly stated, your slideshow embedded towards the bottom of the home page, you're researching the problem, your research of the solution, and lastly, your infographic in Why This Matters. The performance task of LEP5 will have you ask for feedback from your teacher. The way we do this is by clicking the word Cite on the left-hand side and then clicking Get Feedback. Once that happens, you will be given a link here, which you can share with your teacher or instructor. Have them enter the link into a browser, and from there they will be able to provide feedback for your website without publishing it. Once you've received feedback from your teacher and you've gone through the checklist to make sure that everything is on your website, we invite you to publish your cause campaign website. You will do that by clicking on the Publish button on the top right of your screen. Congratulations!